Well, it's 19.8 degrees in the garage. You can see it's cold. Get warmed up and let's figure out what we're putting on the bench. Pretty sure the title of the video already knows. I don't know yet. I got 3 things to do. Alright, I figured out what I want to do. 63 degrees in here now. Almost killed myself with carbon monoxide poisoning. Propane torch went light here, but went outside. So, ventilation's on, kerosene's on, the air was quiet. So, what I think I've decided to do is body work on this. And I've got some period correct panels, you know, do it yourself kit or whatever for this. So, I've got that. The evaporust here is 90% frozen still, but should be enough. I've got the paint heating on the heater here, and I think it's ready. Yep, it's nice and warm now. Not explosive warm. You know, it gets hotter in here in the summer than this will get. We got some engine enamel paint from Duper Color. That should do the job. Semi-gloss black and everything on there. The coil box, battery box are blown out completely. So those need attended to on this bike. And I'll show you here. And real quickly, if you come here to see like full-on 100% restorations and stuff on, you know, items and whatnot, you haven't been on this channel long. I'm bringing stuff back to life and kind of leaving it the way it is. Yes, I did one saw that was 98%, but that was it, you know, and I put it back to where it didn't come from a dealer or anything like that. It went back to where things looked, but it wasn't 100%, like I say. So, we're going to be, like I say, I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about when it comes to how bad the battery box is. I'm more worried about the battery box than the coil box. The coil is mounted and secured. So, I don't know if I showed that in my last video or anything like that. It's been a while. I've been dealing with some family stuff and everything and whatnot. So, I had this week off work. It is blistering cold outside. It was like, okay, blistering, I guess some people gets much, much colder, obviously. But, you know, -5 degrees and stuff. You really don't want to come out to the garage and heat it up or really be outside. But we finally have a sunny day out and everything. So it kind of motivates you to see the sun after, you know, a week of sorrow and everything. But battery box is blown out. It's seen better days, and you need a secure place for your battery. So that, I used to have a nitrile sheet, rubber sheet. I might have to get more, but a way to put the battery in here and kind of keep it secure. But I need to get the box fixed. The coil side, it's blown out down here. It's like a coil storage, but the coil's in there. I probably should have done something about that first, but I was kind of just wanting to get that mounted up before I had to put the tire on. It's a dumb design where the bolts that hold the bracket on the back side here, you have to have it's the tire and everything. I mean, yeah, the coil comes out right there, but the bracket itself, that was dumb. So she's blown out there pretty bad. And it's blown out right here. This is just the sheet metal. I mean, this isn't a structural part of the bike. This backbone and other stuff, that's a structural part. It looks like it's trying to start, but we've got some evaporust. I got to clean this. Probably cut this out. And like I say, what I'm going to do is probably going to make some people cry and everything. But look, this bike was parked in 1975, at least last time it was registered, and was unloved. Left to rot and die. All right, so what it is what it is for now. I mean, you can put thousands and thousands into this motorcycle, and it's not going to make it worth it other than to you or what you want it to be, you know. It still doesn't make it worth a $10,000 bike at the end of the day. It's just not how that works. So, also, the tank. I have been working on that off camera. A lot of evaporust. There is, see the bottom down there? We are getting through and getting back to bare metal. I have been kicking butt on this. Like I say, it got cold and I didn't really do much. Washers down there for when I've been shaking it and breaking stuff up. I mean, it's been an evaporust. Pinholes have been coming up. Pinholes up at the top, front, back. Been coming up. It was evaporust. Washout, acid bath with like 3 different types of acids. Don't do that. That's dangerous. Base bath of baking soda. And then went back to evaporust for a night and stuff like that. did that, and whoops, did I hit my keys? I think I did on the vehicle. Oh, look at that. There we go. Keys. Ugh. So, did that. Yeah, and it's kind of what we're saying. It got cold. I was going to put it on something in here that on the tire to rotate and beat stuff up inside of it, just to rotate with some like dish liquid stuff. But we had that Arctic front come through that everybody has been experiencing this week, and it just got so cold outside. I didn't want to go outside and do that and attach it and run in and out and stuff. So I've just kind of been hunkering in the house. Everything running out here, doing inside projects, which we'll show that here on another video. But we're going to be pulling the other engine down there, the 176 engine, back off the Tesla new intake and carb setup. So anyways, back to this. We will be rebuilding that. So I've got to do some cutting out of stuff and probably hyperlapse. Oh, we got to show you the body panels. So, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Put the heat gun over here. We're going to need that. So, what kind of body panels did I get, you may ask? Well, and I got the carb cleaner thing on just to de-ice it and everything. So I got a chunk of ice in it. It's still going, but... So, what kind of body panels did I find? Well, it's a do-it-yourself kit. Period correct. Off of eBay. And it's going to break some hearts. But they were not selling. I put a watch on it. And they were already on sale. Seller sent me an offer. I took it. I got some really cheap priced body panels. Man, temperature's dropping in here pretty quick having the ventilation on, but... So, what we got in here is authentic 60s body panels. License plates. Alright. You're thinking, no, you're going to cut up something priceless. There's thousands of these sitting and rotting. If this guy doesn't sell them, he's going to throw them in the scrap bin. Alright. Like, that's how long they were sitting on eBay. I mean, you're going to get upset over that. It's the reality. So, I've got rusty body panels to put on top of my rusty thing, you know. I didn't want to put aluminum. So, might try to soak these or just kind of use them as is, you know. We're going to put rust on top of rust and paint over the rust. Yeah, they're not that bad. Just the surface. So, those are our do-it-yourself body panel kits. And we're probably going to go with... Okay, well, this one's pretty rusty. I don't think the back's not sure, but we'll leave it as an option. So we've got two good ones for a very cheap price. And like I say, yep, they're from Iowa. Maybe 1924. Maybe it's not period correct. No, I don't know. 22, 24. Maybe they aren't period correct. Well, I guess at 40 years they are, you know, considered new body panels for something like that was in the 60s. All right. So... that's what we're going to be working with. That's what we're going to be kind of mangling up and putting inside of there. And like I say, you think that this is a restoration channel, you don't like what's about to happen, you probably should leave now. But this bike, like I say, could still be sitting outside, rotting away. Take your pick. All right, so smacking it with Evaporust and hitting that door I don't know much hope about. And I'm still plugged into a wall here, so I'll have to zoom in. The rusty shape it was, and now what it is, if you recall, it's looking a lot better. So, we're going to whack that with some paint. Excuse me. And then, we're going to have to measure, cut that, and we're going to put it in there somehow, magically with rivets, and smack it with more paint. I mean, that's the reality of it. Using old license plates to fix your ride. So, the other side we will get to and everything. I'm sitting here just, you know, hitting it with the heat gun. That Evaporust has to have a certain temperature to work and everything. So, hitting it with that and whatnot. We'll get this other rust. We'll stop that. But until then, you know, we're working on one thing at a time. Oh, be sure, guys, keep your toes nice and warm in these cold conditions. Now, mind you, it might be about... the temperature has finally steadied out at 55 degrees in here, which is not bad, honestly. But Down here on the floor, it's colder than up above, and I do have a fan pushing the heat down, but stay warm, guys. Keep those projects going in these conditions. It's like 5 degrees outside for me still. Well, there we go. Painted, dried, heat gun dried. That on the inside, not on the outside, is done. This cover, I got to take it off and do something with it. The aluminum's pretty bad on it. Stained very heavily. I mean, if I try to buff it out, it's gonna, it's gonna look weird against it. So it needs kind of stick with the patina look. But stopping the rust is kind of the goal for now. And well, we got some of the rust off of this and everything. It's going to take many hours of trying to get heavy rust off, but we're not going to worry about that. But what we are going to try to do now is take my crude measurements of how I'm going to bend, well, where I'm going to bend is how. I'm just going to stick it in the vise, measure and bend it, it's a license plate. So I need to take some very calibrated eyeball measurements of where I need to bend at, and I'm trying to figure out what numbers to do it between. Keep the cool number effect and everything. I want the numbers to be popped upwards so you see them if you ever have to get the battery. And nobody's ever going to see inside this, ever. So this is kind of one of those, I'm just going to do it for my own doing. And if anybody questions anything, oh, how's your battery box condition? I'm like, well, it's held up by a license plate. So thinking on the backside of the 9 there, one bend, and then maybe on the 5. Because they did a weird curve in here. So I'm going to have to get something to get in there, make sure the battery's going to fit into it and everything, but I think the battery would be just fine, and then keeping it from vibrating. I also need to figure out a ground on this thing. Like, where did they put the ground wire for this? I have no idea. So I'll have to figure it out. The ground wire was completely detached and stuff. I may have to run it somewhere else and stuff, but it needs a really, really good ground is what I need. So we'll figure that out. Because grounding to here for starting was great, but now we're going to have to ground for life. Also, there's another thing I'm going to show you guys here in a bit. This is the equalizer. I'll just show you now. This is the equalizer setup. So you got one cable to drive 2. So this side is your oil pump. This side is your throttle. So as you open and close your throttle, the one cable over here pulls on your 2. So see that? It pulls, and then there's your throttle cable. And it's a little sticky, so I need to lubricate it and everything because I can full go back. So I got to put some lube down inside those, but this is your equalizer setup for those that were possibly wondering. Carburetor, that I might just do new cables altogether, That goes down to your oil pump and everything. So equalizer. Pretty cool, huh? We've got this very educated setup going on here. So we're just going to gently push that in, and for taking measurement purposes. We're going to get in here and hammer it. Ow. Okay, we're not going to do that again. Ooh, that hurts. Son of a bitch. And we've already got a pre-drilled hole in the license plate on one to rivet it. But I think we need to keep this smooth edge. I don't know. Do we put the cut edge on the inside or the outside? I don't know. It'll take away my pre-drilled hole. No, I'll have one right there if I do it enough. So we've got to cut, measure, and then make a cut all the way around to do this. But the battery, the good news is the battery's happy because it's going to have a proper home in here. See? A proper home. It's not going to fall into the damn ground. So that is the goal we've been after this whole time. So, will this work? Absolutely. It's sheet metal. Simple. And it's authentic license plate, too. So I want to get an accurate measurement, so putting it up against all surfaces here. Everybody's bent to where it's going to be. Bent to where it's going to be. And like I say, rivets are just going to plump these together. Because I'm no sheet metal expert, as you can tell. Told you, this is not the channel to be on. If you want 100% pure restorations, I'm not going to spend 10 years on something. I'm not going to wait till I'm 45 to write this. I got shit to do in life. Buy a vintage motorcycle, they said. It'd be fun, they said. I see nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I think I'm going to make the cut edge on the inside. No, outside, because outside and just smooth it out. Because it'll change my measurements, my fine measurements that I've been doing here on the inside, and just push it inward. But, I don't know. Decisions. Don't want the sharp, jaggedy edge on the outside. We're going to have to do the cut on the inside. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll figure that out. I'm getting cold out here. My hands are getting freezing. It's still maintained 54 in here, but it's not what I would call ideal. Either way, got it engineered in there. You know, rough side in and everything. And it just fits right in there. A little persuasion. She'll sit. Well, it wasn't there. There we go. Like that. The back side, it's got a couple air holes on it. I might just leave those alone for ventilation purposes. I don't know. Not worried about it. The metal's still there, but we needed something for the battery to sit on. That was the biggest thing. So just hammer it down like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rivet here through this pre-engineered hole. And then I'm going to engineer a hole right here to rivet and hold that back so it'll be spread out. I may forcefully spread them and have them in. And proof of concept, the door will close and maybe thread in to its hole. Yes, it will. The knob is bent. Go figure. So it will successfully work as a battery box. And this door just pops right off, obviously. So, all right, I'm going to spritz stuff with some paint, at least the bottom side of this, rivet it in, and then I'll spritz the top of it with some paint. It'll be like brand new. All right, well, if the purists weren't pissed off, this is it. You still have your chance to leave. Yeah. I don't know. Do I need a bigger drill bit? I think I do. I need a big one. Give me just a sec. And then slap that into there. Yep, you're good and in there. Put our trusty rivet gun on. Compress. Fixed. Look at that. It's fixed. It's factory. I mean, it's just amazing. I can't get a drill in there to get the backside. So, I mean, if it's going to be a pain in my, if I got to ever change out for whatever dumb reason down the road, future me might thank past me for not doing that stupid shit. Now up here, we've got some wiring harnesses to watch out for, so need to be weary. We'll drill in between the numbers on this one. Oh yeah, just hang up. Don't, you know, they don't make a good chuck anymore. Just press on the bike with all your force. And then, this thing's dumb. Nope. Oh, we're drilling into actual frame here. All right, well, I like a good challenge. Are we? Nope. Just more sheet metal. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Found your home. And then just push on the rivet in the bike as hard as possible. One more. Fixed. Like it never happened. That is the best $5 you can spend at Harbor Freight. It even came with the shitty rivets. Just kidding, those rivets are actually pretty good. And there you go. A battery box. Now I can finish hammering out the details and it'll stay in place. It's not going to go too far. There we go. Perfect. Now let's go put our battery inside as proof of concept to ourselves once again. We're not destroying a bike. We're saving it. Fits. Perfect. I'm actually quite surprised I actually got that. Like, I got the edges and shit halfway decent on it. Didn't completely mangle it. Batteries still have current. Whoop! She's still good. We had to. We had to. Alright, well that's good. And all. So, we're going to have to it up. And the other spray can, in the middle of spraying, decided it was done. That was it. It clogged. So, I'll get the spray painted up. And then it'll be new. 100%. So heating up your spray paint can like this and shaking it, it's nice and warm to the hand now. Not too hot, but good and aesthetically warm. We're going to take our touch and tone now, because like I said, the Duper color decided to take a shit. And we're going to spray it. Now, oh yeah. Spraying, and I did heat up the surface in here, so we'll see how long this goes before it clogs up. And painting next to an open flame is definitely not suggested by me. Don't do what I do, people. This is definitely that. A lot of paint comes out on this touch and tone at a time, so you have to be really careful. Then we're just going in there and spritzing it up, finalizing things. Whatever. And we'll come back in there with our heat gun. Gently, so it doesn't catch fire, and heat it back up. And you can't even tell that somebody fixed it. Now, yes, there are people that hate me now for what I'm doing, because it isn't perfect or what they would do, but I don't have anything against people who want 100% restoration factory. I have nothing against that. Nothing I've done is dangerous. Alright? You can call it dumb if you want, but it's not dangerous. There's people that do dumb and dangerous stuff out there on their vehicles and modify them, and that's on them, but also there are people around you and stuff that will, you put lives at risk if you do dumb shit, so. But this is about getting out in your garage and enjoying your hobby. Enjoying what you do. That's what this is all about. Alright? This bike, remember, over a month ago, did not run, and it runs. Got it running, done the tires, and there was one guy said about the asbestos on the brakes and everything, and I perfectly understand. That's why I said, do not do what I do on certain things and whatnot. So, asbestos on the brakes, the rebuilding of the chain, which, yes, I will replace, but this is right now getting it to riding status. Getting it to where it's riding, and it's going to turn heads either way. It looks ugly, and it's probably going to continue to look ugly. But I'll get some patina. We'll clean up the frame if it ever warms up again. And I got to get the gas tank, and I haven't been videoing that, but I'll show the results when we get ready to coat it and shit like that. But it's getting there. Like I say, it's been stupid cold, and not been able to do anything. So. Yeah, 5 degrees, running just this after heating up the garage with the salamander, and then this one, and keeping it on pretty much almost medium high for the last few hours. Ate up about a half a tank of fuel, about $3 to keep me warm, which I'll take that. It's staying at 54.1 in here right now. And as the temperature is going to continue to drop, it's going to get worse. But we've had direct sunlight today. So insulating the garage has helped a ton. And I plan on getting the very top and probably insulating it some more this spring. At least the ceiling portion. I got a big ceiling portion up there in the loft that I didn't get to. Didn't insulate at all. So it'd probably help a ton there too. Unless I just block off the loft up there. You know, thought about it. Can't tell. Is this? Yeah, that's tacky. It's semi-dry, but I want it to get it to where it's gonna dry and everything. I want to get a couple layers on here, and then just let it dry and stuff. The coil box over here, it'll probably be the same story. It's the outside shell is pretty rotted. It's gonna be a lot tougher of a one to get done and everything. I might do that one off camera and bring you back, because this, like I say, half of my time has been trying to video this, and also I like to listen to music. You know, ADHD, so it really helps me focus on that and everything. But try to get a warmer day out here to do this and stuff, so it's not as bad. But if I want to film the other side, I got to take the bike, put it outside where there's some snow and stuff, do a rotation on it, bring it back in to be able to film on this side. Because if I tried to film on the other side, it was a pain in the ding-dong. So it's, I don't know. But like I said, I'm just trying to get a video out for you guys. Like I said, I had a family member pass away, and it's just, it was just kind of, you know, doing all that and everything and whatnot, and, you know, it's been a heck of a couple weeks now, over a week now, yeah. So not force myself to get video. I force myself to get out and the sun's out and live life again. You know, continue moving on is what I've been doing. But we've got a lot of stuff coming up still. We got the 180. I've got gaskets in for that. We've got the 176 up there, revival to do and everything. And I wish this thing would quit sagging down on me like that. But we're going to go ahead and end this video right here. I think that's good and dry. We're going to end it. I'll put another layer of paint in it and stuff like that. But we see it fits, it works, and stuff like that. Old license plates, you look them up on eBay. Put the best way to try to get a discount, watch it. If you put a watch on something, it lets the seller know that somebody's interested. If they've already cut the price on it, and then you put a watch, there's a good chance they're going to send you an even bigger discount. All right. They gave me a 30% off discount on top of their already discount. I had their 30%. I had 60% off of their price for these rusty, crappy license plates. I probably could have gone antique shopping and looking, or swap meets. I want to get it done. You know, swap meets are in spring, summer, and shit like that, not in the middle of winter. So, but I'm going to put one more layer on that, and this is where I will end this with you guys. Consider liking, subscribing, leave a comment. Like I say, if it's a negative comment, don't do it. I will delete it. I'm not being mean. All right, there's a time and a place to be mean. No, there's not. And it just keep up the good vibes. I'm out here doing my hobby, doing my thing, and you came here to watch that. So I appreciate everybody that does leave comments, the awesome and stuff and whatnot. I do take constructive criticism, and I do, you know, those kinds of things. But just straight up, just being nasty is not going to do anything. It won't do anything for anybody and everything. And YouTube is definitely not a place to try to be that way at all and whatnot towards others. So save that for TikTok. I don't have one. Never will. So, all right, I'm done rambling. Just want to say thanks for watching, and like I said, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe. I don't know when we'll get to ride this. It's got to warm up. We've got some throttle stuff to get lubricated. I'll do that. We've got the other side to get fixed and stuff. We're trying to make this ready road sound and everything. I still got to get a title for it and stuff like that. I've got the bill of sale. Got to go through the process and whatnot. We've got a lot to do and everything, but I'd at least like it to get it to where it's ready for the road and everything. You know, shitty show quality. We'll see what time does to it and everything and whatnot. Everything. Like I say, it's winter. But I'm rambling. See you next time.